Hello everybody, it is the Last Raider. We are back with another video. Now, before we get started, I have to say this because what I'm about to do, someone's going to get bitched at about it, and if this chick here sees this video, she's going to claim I sent harassment in her direction. So, whatever you do not go talk to this person. Do not contact them. Yada 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 yada, etc. etc. You know, don't do cyberbullying. Yada yada yada. Because they're just going to make an excuse out of this. They make this, oh my God, you're sending harassment in my direction, when all I'm doing is critiquing your idiocy. But today we're still back in video games, and we're still talking about women's butts and boobs because, man. What better subject to get stuck on? What better subject to milk than boobs in video games? I mean, seriously. I don't know if I'm going to milk content, it's going to be that. But anyway, this is Mary. Mary is a games journalist, and you're about to see one of the many reasons I hate games journalists. Okay? Because they are very, very inconsistent. They're very hypocritical. And they're always quick to tell you what you should think and what you should do and how you should enjoy your entertainment and what politics you should have. But they have this very clear lack of self-reflection, which is obvious because they have their hair all messed up. If you looked at yourself for once in your life and saw that hair color, my God, you'd be making some different choices in life. So there's a lack of self-reflection here. But let's go on here. You know, this is Mary, ad girl from Canada, games journalist, an award-winning marketer, games journalist. That's all we really need to do. But here's the best part. Women in games advocate. Women in games advocate. You know what that is? That's the Anita Sarkeesian logic going in there from Feminist Frequency. Oh, I'm here to advocate for women in video games. Now we're about to see just how absolutely stupid this woman is. So let's go on here. We have Critical Drinker, who provided us 4 really nice pictures. I gotta say, really, really good pictures here. But we got Critical Drinker. Let me try and do this in Critical Drinker speak here. Since human anatomy is now considered problematic according to games journalists, here's a bunch of pictures of some nice video game arses. Hashtag free the butt. And I'm probably butchered an impression of him, but hey, I agree with it. You got something nice, you got to look at it. All right. This is what I grew up on in video games. I mean, video games are unapologetic about everything. They should still be unapologetic, in my opinion. As a video game journalist, you should put it out there. Put sexy chick on the screen, put her in a thong battle armor in your fantasy game. Have your plus size elf in there, with the thongy battle armor, plus size in the right places, mind you. And when people start bitching about it, just say, fuck off, loser. Okay? That's how you should handle this. But here comes Mary intent on advocating for women, being a warrior for women. She's going to fight for women's rights for fictional women in a pixelated world. It's not about butts. We all like them. It's about hypersexualization and objectifying women in a video game. To Critical Drinker's point here, to go against yours, Mary. If you believe in human evolution, if you, and I mean believe in the process of human evolution, working with genetics through thousands of years, certain genetics float to the surface because they're more advantageous to a species than others. Not the weird, hooky evolution crap where it goes off out in left field or some nonsense. But you honestly believe that basic concept. This here, if you know anything about human anatomy, you know that if you want a lot of pickup power, you need to have a tight ass. Not a flabby ass. You need a tight ass, because the butt of all things, a bigger, more rounded butt is advantageous to a woman physically because there is more strength. There is more muscle to pull from. The butt is that muscle, is basically a giant ass muscle back there. A giant ass muscle group. Okay? That's what the butt is. A giant ass muscle group. Get that through y'all's heads. That is advantageous to a woman on many levels. But in terms of finding a mate in caveman eras, and this is where I tell people a lot of times, when you come out here and try to give us physical anatomy and, well, the butt's nothing but just a hunk of muscle. Well, the breasts are nothing but bags of fat. Yes, but here's the thing. Take it into context of what would be a proper mate, the woman you're going to spend the rest of your life with and the woman that's going to raise your kids. You do want a woman with a big ass because she can stabilize herself better while she's carrying a child. You do want a woman with bigger tits because she can produce a lot more milk than a woman with small tits. Your child doesn't go hungry. Your child, while your wife is pregnant carrying your child, that woman is going to have the gluteus maximus muscle power to stabilize your child and not tip over and probably cause birth defects by slamming her stomach into the ground by falling. She's going to have the muscle structure to stabilize. Also the same reason why big thighs are very sexy to a man. This concept of a woman that has more muscle power on the bottom of her body and less upper body strength means that she is more anatomically balanced to carry a child. I'm not saying that this is a theory, okay? This is something that's been proven in papers, lots of scientific papers, many of which I haven't been able, I am not able to really pull up on this phone because I'm operating with a phone right now. I'll have to go more in depth in this later on. But to sit back there and say it's hypersexualization, no. This is just simply what biology has done over years. Men began to realize that women with larger butts and bigger breasts made better caregivers. And so they began to breed with women that have bigger breasts and larger butts. They have more muscle mass to perform that. Is that saying that other women don't exist? No, there are other sizes. They're just not as prominent half the time. And most of the problem with prominent sized women in America would probably be that, obesity, overweight, just the fact that we've been able to produce so much food is causing people to have difficulty getting fat, where in most other countries it's difficult to become fat. Or difficult not to be fat in our country, but it's difficult to be fat in other people's countries. I messed up there, my bad. That's where you're getting the larger body shapes. But a woman that, is fit, has the muscle in the right areas, has large muscle groups in her rear end and in her thighs, is fit looking but still has a pretty good sized chest. She shows that she is, one, physically taking care of herself. That shows off good caregivership. And two, that she has the equipment to take care of your kids to the best of her ability. She has the maximum capability of not only producing a healthy child within a caveman era, but also being able to make that child have a healthy life through the first stages of its initial growth, which are very important to a child. This is an anatomical thing that has been bred into human society for centuries, for millennia. Similar to the way that you would breed a horse or breed a dog. Mix certain dogs together to get a certain trait out of them. If you want a more aggressive dog, you get more aggressive dogs to have angry sex. If you want a less aggressive dog, you have dogs have less aggressive sex. You see where I'm going here. You can breed certain traits into people, and this has happened naturally throughout the years. This is just something also that men have recognized and have worked out. Their brains have worked through the years and encoded into their brains the best chances of our offspring's survival is a woman that has these specific characteristics. This is a biological thing. It is not hypersexualization. It is normal. Right now, When you sit up here with your hypersexualization nonsense, you sound like a puritanical person. I will say this as a Christian. You sound like Christians back in the day saying sex was bad. When in reality, if you go by biblical standards of current Christianity, it's like my dad said, God made sex and there's nothing wrong with it. He just expects you to do it. He expects you to have sex responsibly. So that right there, I realized my dad was always going to tell me the truth. Because when my dad told me that at like 12, I was like, okay. And that was because he caught me with a porno mag. So that was a conversation we had. I was like, I guess Dad really will tell me the truth. Anyway, back to the hypocrisy of all this. Mary sits here and she's like, oh, she don't think you should be doing this nonsense, hypersexualizing women. And then here comes this guy here, Josh, the amazing animator, comes along. And just dashes this woman's reputation right here and exposes her. Josh, the amazing animator, hypocrite. And we're going to expand this because I got to look at this nonsense. Let's look at this. Let's look at your, how do I put this? Let us zoom into the photograph so that we may better understand your depravity, so to speak. Mary, I can't be the only one with a crush on Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. Okay, Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5 pissed off a lot of feminists. Here you've got one, a games journalist, probably has said something bad about Quiet in one of her, talking about how Quiet shouldn't exist and should wear more clothes. Sitting here right now, proving that girl gamer, if she is a girl gamer, proving that girl gamers probably do like the sexy women as well. That's just... And considering this is a character that most games journalists pitched a fit about. Because it said, oh, she's just there for sexual gratification, just the porn. Why can't men just go get porn instead of having it in the video games? Well, probably because Quiet sells. Over here to the next one. I remember this is the tall lady from the new Resident Evil Village game. We all want to do bad things, the tall vampire lady from Resident Evil Village. Oh, Mary, you are a disgusting pervert. Your depravity knows no bounds. Hypersexualizing and objectifying women. It's okay when games journos do it, but it's not okay for you to enjoy it in your video games. How dare you? You should feel bad. Bullshit. Anyway, going on. Talking about Vamp Tall Lady again. She could step on me and I would enjoy it. Wow, we're getting into some weird territory. I mean, really, I have no words for this. This is depravity on a level, and hypocrisy on a level as well. I mean, I don't mind you being depraved. I mean, really, I don't care if Mary feels like this. Honestly. These are some characters that have had a lot of hard time and a lot of work put into them. You should enjoy art, no matter what it is. You should enjoy when I remember seeing a marble guy in Greece, a sculptor, who did a sculpture of a naked man and a naked woman, and he's picking up the woman and lifting her. And the dude actually managed to get the indentions of the man's hand into the woman's flesh when he's grabbing like her thigh and everything. And I'm like, you know, yeah, she's a hot-looking chick, but damn, that is some well-done art right there. That is a man, that is a dude who is the master of his craft. I've seen some marble guys actually do another one where it's supposed to be a woman, but she's draped in a cloth, which is supposed to be see-through. And somehow this dude takes solid rock and manages to convey transparency of the cloth that he is carving on top of the carving. Okay? That he is putting artful carvings on top of his artful carving. The dude is pimping Greek stonework. Okay? It's amazing. I don't have a problem with this. None of this, I promise, especially the next one here. We got one more. Clearly, I have a type. Is that Demi-Woman from... That's Devil-Woman from Digimon. Wow. Got some interspecies nonsense going on. Really, look, Mary, if you're going to see this, okay, look. This, I don't care. Okay? If you want to be a pervert about things, if you want to sexualize characters, I don't care. Okay? You obviously achieved some type of enjoyment out of this. This is not something I have a problem with. Okay? Now, what I will say is I have a problem with this. When you're going out there trying to tell everyone what they should and should not say. What they should and should not like. Oh, you shouldn't like butts. You shouldn't like women. This should not be in a video game. No, it should be in a video game. And it should be up to the individual and whether or not they want to get it. Look, here's the thing. And I will throw the same argument that Rockstar threw back when they were under investigation for... what was it? They were under investigation for San Andreas one time. They had all these moms coming out there going after them. And their argument was, we put a rating on the back of the package. The back of the package tells you what the rating is. If your 6-year-old son got a hold of GTA 5 because you bought it for him, you, the adult, have the power to stop your kid from seeing this. You, as the customer, if you don't like this in video games, you don't have to buy it. Okay? And that's the problem here. That's where everything starts to fall apart. That's where all these SJW arguments begin to just blow up in their faces. No one has to buy this. No one's being forced to buy this. If you want the game, you can buy the game. It's your own free will. And you can enjoy it. What I have trouble with is when you are going around there jumping on paying customers who are buying this stuff because they like it. Because it is selling. And you want to go out there and make a name for yourself while committing to the same actions yourself down here that you're jumping all over the rest of us for. You're telling us that it's bad while you're down here doing the same exact damn thing. It's hypocrisy. This is what I will do, though. You talk about right here in this one, did you know that 2 in 3 of female journalists in gaming deal with harassment and threats online? Let's examine the toxic culture that all women experience within the gaming community and what we can do to change it. I'll tell you what you can do to change it right now. Stop bitching at people for enjoying something. You are not the police. You are an adult dealing with adults. They can make damn decisions on their own. Okay? You want to know why you're getting all this harassment is because you are basically walking up to another human being and slapping them across the face. And then you freak out when that person turns around and cold conks you to the floor. Figuratively. Not realistically. Not literally. Literally. That's what I'm looking for. The simple fact of the matter, and this is what I learned when I was a kid. If you go up there and you're man enough to hit a man in the face, you're man enough to take the beating from him. If you're big enough to go out there and try to tell people what they should and shouldn't do and act like a dang Catholic priest, telling them how much of sinners they are, you best be ready for the backlash. You best be able to defend whatever hokey bullshit you're going to put out there. Anyway, folks, I am The Last Raider. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I am going to end this video right here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If not for me, do it for this fantastic ass. And oh, by the way, also, before I forget, let's do something kind of cool. If you're reading this, if you're watching this video to this end, go on to Twitter and put your favorite video game character ass onto Twitter with hashtag #FreeTheButt. Okay? Let's just give these idiots a finger, in my opinion. Let's just stick our middle fingers up and say, yeah, fuck you guys, I'm going to enjoy ass. I like tits and ass, and I'm not ashamed of it, okay? Anyway, I'm The Last Raider. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye now.